Us now to discuss Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. Secretary Buttigieg, we're hearing that President Biden intends to address the economic burden at home caused in part by sanctions on Russia. Right now, gas prices, of course, at a national average of $3.62 a gallon, up by 9 cents just a week ago, up 24 cents just a month ago. How is President Biden going to convince Americans that these rising prices are going to be worth it when, to many of them, the war in Ukraine seems thousands of miles, might as well be planets away?
Well, the president is somebody who very much thinks and acts in terms of the kitchen table. It's how he got started and how he approaches the presidency every day. And so you're going to hear a lot about those issues. You're also going to hear about America's moral commitment to stand with the Ukrainian people and to make sure that Putin's Russia faces severe consequences for launching this unprovoked attack. But when it comes to the prices and the impact that people are feeling here at home, the president has taken several steps to make sure that not only we're doing everything we can to keep gas prices under control, but more broadly, challenging Congress to make sure that we're lowering costs across the board. Now, remember, the president has put forward ways to lower the cost of insulin, lower the cost of childcare, lower the cost of housing, lower the cost of transportation, all steps that would make a difference on the bottom line of so many American budgets, no matter what's happening with the ups and downs of global oil markets. And I think you're going to hear about that continued vision today, in addition, of course, to reminding America about all the progress America has made over this past year.
So West Virginia Democratic Senator Joe Manchin spoke to a West Virginia radio show today. He said he wanted President Biden to ban all Russian products from coming into the country, including Russian oil. Take a listen.
We've been purchasing about 500,000, and last year went up to about 670,000 barrels a day. And that's just entirely unacceptable. Now we're asking the whole world to unite around and help Ukraine every way possible and put as much pressure as we can on Russia. It only makes sense that we lead by an example of showing that we're shutting down all Russian products coming into the United States.
I know you're Transportation Secretary, not Energy Secretary, but it's in your wheelhouse. What's your reaction to that?
Well, look, the president and the administration have taken a number of steps that are imposing severe pressure on Russia right now in terms of the sanctions that have taken place, steps related to many sectors of the economy. There are more actions available to the president, and I'm sure they will continue to be considered based on the reality on the ground and the actions that we see. I'm not, I can't get ahead of the president on that, but obviously this is a moment where so many actors and players around the world are standing together on the measures that we can take, and also being smart about it, taking steps that will impact Russia and Putin most of all.
So just in terms of elucidating and educating our viewers, the banning Russian fuel and oil imports, there's an obvious reason to do that we can see. It will weaken Russia. It will be a moral position. What's the counter argument? I know you're not taking a position here. You're not getting ahead of the president. But what is the counter argument? It will drive up fuel prices in the United States?
Look, any step that you take, and this is true of a number of the action items on the president's menu of options, can have effects here on Americans as well. They have effects on our allies and partners in Europe and other parts of the world. Everything is connected, and obviously you want to make sure that any step that we take is one where the impact on Russia and Russia's behavior outweighs any negative impact that could affect the American people or any of our allies and partners. None of these decisions are simple ones, but that's the nature of the decisions that come before the president, and the president has already led a number of steps to put that extreme pressure on Russia, and it's clearly being felt in Russia in ways that perhaps they hadn't prepared for when they launched this unprovoked military aggression.
So I was thinking about this because I saw a statement from President Obama, former President Obama, talking about the need to take a very strong stance in support of Ukraine and against Russia, even if that means some pain at home. And I thought to myself, yeah, I mean, that pain, President Obama's not going to really feel that pain. He's a multi-hundred millionaire. I'm not really going to feel that pain. You probably won't really feel that pain. But there are a lot of Americans out there, for whom $1,000 extra a year in gas prices, that's really painful. Is there a way to help those people if we're all taking this national sacrifice?
There may well be, but the other thing I would emphasize is that there are steps right now that the president has put forward that are worth at least $1,000 to millions of American households. And he's challenged Congress to pass those and send them to his desk. So no matter what is happening in any international theater, no matter what is happening in global energy markets, the president's proposals that would, again, right now, lower the cost of insulin, lower the cost of childcare, lower the cost of taking care of an elderly relative, lower the cost of housing, lower a lot of transportation costs that people feel. Those are good policies precisely because there may be other pressures, sudden, acute ones like what's happening overseas, or ones that have built up over time like the inflation that we've seen, that we need to make sure that we're bringing Americans relief from. There's no reason not to do those. We could do them right now. And I think you'll hear a powerful case for some of those steps tonight from the president standing there on the floor of the House.
While I have you, the Transportation Security Administration's mask mandate expires in 17 days, March 18th. Given the CDC's recent move to drop these strong mask recommendations for most of the United States, are you planning on renewing or lifting the mandate for masks on trains, planes, and buses?
Well, the TSA, I think, is going to continue to follow the signs, follow the guidance from CDC. Obviously, the recent new information from CDC on Friday has simplified a lot of our lives going into the workplace and going about our daily routines. Transportation can be different, but transportation is another arena where I think a lot of us are looking forward to being able to put so many of these pandemic restrictions behind us. As of now, nothing has changed with regard to that guidance, but I know the TSA is going to take a good look at the latest, and we're going to be partnering with them in making sure those decisions are well informed.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, enjoy your good seats at the State of the Union this evening.
Thanks very much.
Be sure to join CNN tonight for President Biden's very first State of the Union address. I'm going to be anchoring along with Anderson Cooper, who's